Hi, I'm Tealish and you're watching Coffee and Clix. If you enjoy my content, please like and subscribe, and click on the link tree found in the description of this video for links to my media content. Enjoy, and don't forget, wake up and smell the clicks. Hi, I'm Tealish and you're watching Coffee and Clix. Don't forget, everybody watching at home, I'm happily, Coffee and Clix, this YouTube channel is happily sponsored by Highlander Games in Boonton, New Jersey. So, if you're looking for sealed product or singles, they are willing to ship. So check them out, find them on Facebook, we are proud to have them as supporters of the channel. And today we're joined by, also don't forget to give me a like and subscribe if you do enjoy my content. Today we're joined by PJ Bolin from Team Phoenix Nest. Hello, PJ.
Hello.
And we're going to be talking about a number of different topics today. We're going to definitely start out by talking about PJ's upcoming event, the Kilted Classic. So, PJ, I don't know if did you want to start by talking about that a little bit?
Sure. So on Saturday, April 23rd, at registration starts at 9 a.m. I'm hosting an event here in Kokomo, Indiana. It'll be 300 modern, even though I am partnered with The Rock. My event was too far in the planning processes once they started putting out their kits. So I'm going to be the only Rock regional that's not Silver Age. Not necessarily intentionally, but this is kind of the way it worked out. So entry fee is $40. What that $40 gets you is entry into the main event. Entry to the side event will be covered if you play in the main event. It gets you a catered lunch, unlimited drinks for the day, and I have 2 participation prizes. So everybody will get a Kilted Clixman cup and line of fire tool just for playing. And then for prizing, I have 2 cases of product. I have 7 trophies to give out. I have tons of Con LEs. I have the John Cenas and some Ultimate Warriors to give out. But I think the most exciting part is I partnered with 20 different content creators to get various prizes for various things. And we're talking like really, really random ways to give these out. And that's what makes it a lot of fun is you're getting prizes not based on winning, right? Like you can just show up, have fun, and have a chance to win something cool. Here on Coffee and Clix, his prize is a custom coffee mug with a $25 Starbucks gift card. I'm not going to say how you win it because I think somebody would do it on purpose. So let's keep that one a little secret.
Yeah, we're going to keep that secret, but yes, there is a Coffee and Clix award that can be given out if certain requirements are met, and so we're excited about that. And there are also other content creator awards in your tournament as well. I've seen some of the trophies that you posted on Facebook. They look amazing. So
oh, they really do. So I'll do another post showing all 7 of them together. Once I get the last one in, it should be in literally any day. So it's exciting.
What is the side event? So the main event is 300 point modern.
And then the side event is 300 point bronze. So it'll be the Majestics format. If you have any questions about what bronze is, just hit me up. I have no issues going over it, but it's basically just anything with an Oreo base minus what's on the banned list.
Yes. Okay.
Nice and simple.
Yeah. No, that's really cool. So that's awesome. And that takes place what date does that take place?
That's on the same day, but it'll be after Swiss rounds finish.
Okay.
So when the Swiss rounds conclude, anybody who's not in Top Cut can play in the side event. And I mean, honestly, everything in Modern is legal in Bronze. So even if they were just there and wanted to hang out longer, you could just play your Modern Age team in the Bronze Age event.
Yeah.
And I have one of the Majestics prize maps to give away to the winner of that event. So, and I'm probably for the side event, I'm just going to probably run 3 rounds, and then whoever has the most points wins. But we'll see what time looks like before I make that call. See how the event's running.
Awesome. Yeah. That sounds exciting. I mean, that's on April 23rd, right? The event.
Yeah. Also, to add one last little tidbit, I did like a post to kind of find out how many people looked like they were interested in coming, and I think right now I have 65 people confirmed coming. So not counting the ones who haven't confirmed. So I think it's pretty realistic that there'll be over 70 people there. So, if you're looking to play in a big event, that's where you're going to be able to do it.
So, all right. So, viewers at home, you can see on the right hand of your screen, you can see that there are different topics posted on the side of your screen. And we're going to play a little game where I roll a die, and whatever result comes up on the die, that's what question we're going to ask next. That's what question we'll be talking about. So, without further ado, let me roll the dice. I'm going to share my screen. All right, and let's roll to see what topic comes first for PJ, or well, for both of us. So, number 9. So, question number 9 is about John Cena, the you can't see me John Cena figure. PJ, what do you think about John Cena, that particular WizKids figure, and as far as WWE, like what figures are you sad to see go or not never appear in WWE?
So for the Cena itself, it's fine, I guess. It's certainly not good. The sculpt is amazing. I absolutely love that they went with that translucent plastic. It's perfect for the who it is. The piece itself is pretty lackluster. It's cool. Like, I like what they were going for. I just think it could have been a little better.
Yeah, I'm looking at it here on Clix Nexus, and he's 85 points. He has charge. He has 18 defense with super senses, 3 damage with perplex. He has his signature move, which he can slam somebody, and then that hit character can't use damage powers. He has another trait. You can't see me when John Cena hits until your next turn. He can't be the target of any attack unless he's the only character on your force. So I guess you could grant entrance with him, and then like charge or do some shenanigans where he hits somebody, and then he can't be attacked. But
he has to really keep going. Like, he needs a lot to. So I feel like because we all know he got delayed, right, by COVID and everything.
Yeah.
If he didn't get delayed, I think we'd be having a different conversation. In a 2 year ago meta, he was probably really good before Sky Tyrant was a thing and all that. Like, I bet he was really strong. But I think he's a victim of the Rona.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I don't know. He's fine. Like, I wouldn't play him in competitive play, but he's certainly worth playing at a kitchen table or something. You know, like he's well designed and fun. He's just missing what it needs to be good. And then I'm gonna be honest. I could take or leave all of WWE.
I was going to ask you that. I was like, are you a WWE fan? Do you really want to see certain characters or not really?
Like kind of like some of them would be fun, but I have my own interpretation on how they should be made, you know. So like it was cool seeing a Mankind and an Undertaker. Like I would have loved to see characters like, you know, the really random ones like Isaac Yankem DDS, you know, like stuff like that. I think would have been a lot more fun than just Kane.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know. There's a lot of random stuff that I thought would be cool, but I don't think they really fit in this game that well. You know, like I love it as its own in like own single universe. I'm glad they gave it its own rules because that's awesome.
Yeah.
But I think that's how it should be. Like Star Trek Tactics, just play it together.
Just play it together. Yeah. I mean, I've seen people make like Royal Rumble formats, like scenarios, Royal Rumble scenarios, and they, let's say, seem pretty cool. I've never actually done one myself, but I don't. I almost wouldn't want to mix the WWE with the alternate with the, like with Marvel or DC. I mean, I guess it's fun to do that, but I don't know how well they would kind of like mix together in like a Royal Rumble type format. I'm not sure.
Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie though, it is kind of cool thinking about Ric Flair giving Superman a figure four. You know,
Yeah,
like,
it's awesome. Yeah. um, all right. So, just to remind viewers again, I don't know if I stated it clearly before, but what we're doing is we're rolling a 2d6, and we're going to pick the topic based on the result of that 2d6 roll. So we talked about WWE figures and the John Cena. So let's take a look one more time, and let's roll to see our next topic. 7. Okay. So number 7 is about the recruiter mechanic. There have been a lot of figures coming out, especially with War of the Realms, that had recruiter. Maybe you could talk a little bit about what is recruiter, and do you think it is a useful mechanic? Do you think it'll be used competitively in the meta? What do you think about it?
okay, so first, without reading it, so I'm kind of going off the top of my head here. Recruiter is when you've had a character that's been KO'd, you can use your recruiter to take a power action and bring in someone from your sideline that is of the correct keyword that is less points than the character that's KO'd. So like for Captain America needs to be an Avenger, right? Like for Doctor Strange, they need to be mystical, both KO'd and who's brought in. It's actually a really simple mechanic. Once you use it, it's just really convoluted to talk about. But like, it's one of those, just put it down and do it, and you'll get it every time. As a whole, Recruiter is a 10 out of 10 as a mechanic. The problem is the pieces that they put it on aren't worth playing, except for Doctor Strange and maybe like Baron Zemo. So the mechanic itself, I absolutely love. I think it was well done, well designed. It just needed to be on figures that were already good. Like, I don't want my recruiter to be an attacker. Like, I don't want it to have charge. I want it to be like stealth and like perplex. And then recruiter. Give me that. That's why
Yeah.
Doctor Strange is good, right? Because he has that mentor of the mystical arts trait, power, whatever it is. Like, they need to do stuff from the back line, because if your recruiter is in the front line, they are just going to die first and never get to use their effect.
Yeah, I feel like a recruiter figure needs to be like a more of a support type figure for sure.
Absolutely.
Like even like if you had one that was like 25 points. I mean, that's why I kind of like Baron Zemo, even though his keywords are not really strong right now. But
Yeah,
Baron Zemo's good because you could play him at 35.
He's probably the best recruiter figure, but with the most restrictive keyword.
Mm-hmm.
Like just putting it on the table, Baron Zemo is going to be good every time you play him, because he's like leadership. Does he have outwit too or something?
Yeah, where's Baron Zemo? Is he a super rare or no? He's a.
I think he's rare.
Here at 35 points. He's got TK. He's got leadership and outwit, so that's really good.
Yeah, just TK leadership is worth 35 points. Then when you add in the recruiter, see, that's what I want to see on all of the recruiters. I want a piece just like that. You know what? I'd be fine if they gave that exact same power set to every recruiter, and just none of them are different. We're just gonna change who it is, make it some like Maria Hill for Shield, but that power set done. Just let me have that every time, and I'm thrilled.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think recruiter's a lot better if you're not also it's not also taking up where you have to include it on your force as an attacker, because then it's wasting a slot that you could be using more efficient pieces for
Yeah, and again,
attacking.
like they'll just die if they're not in the back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you don't feel bad if they come all the way over and kill your Zemo because he's 35 points. You're like, whatever.
Right.
You've probably already used your PK.
Yeah, and Zemo has Mastermind too, so that's actually
Yeah, he's great.
yeah. Yeah, maybe Masters of Evil will become a stronger keyword, but we'll
And
see.
there are some really good ones, but not enough. Like Masters of Evil is a keyword that does have some love. I won't front on that. Like I'm pulling it up now because I'm brain farting on who I'm thinking of here. I know that Ultron Pym has it, and I'm pretty sure Wrecker has it. Yeah, Wrecker Prime has it. So you can always play him on like a Wrecker Prime team. Then, it's just a matter of what you bring in afterward, or play him on like with the Super Rare Ultron. I don't know, man. Like, I kind of like it because you can also play the Super Rare Zemo that like brings in is it Thunderbolts? Yeah, to make into a one theme team because he makes it into a single named keyword. So like you can get pretty neat on a team like that. I might build that for an event coming up just because. Just because I've been trying to look for an excuse to play Moonstone, and I'm gonna do that before they rotate. That's gonna happen. Lock it in here, folks.
All right, so let's move on to the next topic. I'm gonna roll for it and see what we get. Number 8 is War of the Realms. Uh, so War of the Realms was the last set that came out before Disney Plus. Well, Disney Plus hasn't technically come out yet. So, what figures from War of the Realms are you most excited to build with, or already have built with? And follow-up question to that: do you think that Destroyer Prime on your sideline is something that's overrated or underrated, or I mean, what's your opinion on Destroyer Prime?
I'll start with Destroyer. I think he's slightly overrated. I think people overestimate how easy or how difficult it is to get him in. Like it is fairly controllable. So and like then the other big part about it is it's not optional, right? So like you have to roll when the trigger happens. And if he comes out when you're not ready for him to, that's real bad. Because like he can die to a Sky Tyrant or something. Like it's not easy, but I do think he's slightly overrated, and part of that becomes in with how good the Prime slot is in Modern right now. There are a dozen playable Primes, like easily, and so I'm hard pressed to think that he's worth playing over any of those. Now I get if your team just doesn't have a Prime, like Thanos builds and stuff. Sure, no argument, play him. But if you're debating between, does X-Men want Mimic or does it want Destroyer? Well, the answer is always going to be Mimic, Bishop, or Emperor Gladiator before it's Destroyer.
Yeah.
They literally have 3 incredible primes. Like, they can't even consider Destroyer as a spot. So I do think he's just slightly overrated, but he's definitely good, definitely worth owning. And then the figure from the set is easy for me because Wrecker is phenomenal. It does everything I want to do in a HeroClix piece. I love mission points. So I've been waiting for something to make it work, and he's the tipping point where it's a viable strategy with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, but I'll go more into that later because one of our questions are about mission points, I think. Yeah, so I won't go too heavy into that just in case.
Okay.
But definitely Wrecker, just as an alpha strike piece and as a mission point piece, he's literally everything I want in a HeroClix figure. And then otherwise, I don't know from the set because
What do you think about Gamora Prime?
she's great. She's just not my style. So I will never field her, but I'll never fault anybody for doing it. Because she will certainly blow stuff up, but boy is she squishy.
Yeah, 60 points. I mean, and I don't think you can really build around her competitively at 125. It's too many points.
Agreed.
But
Yeah.
I mean, maybe, but I don't think so. So, but
Yeah,
at 60,
I would rather have Emperor Gladiator at 100.
yeah.
For 25 more points, I get him. So it's tough to justify 25 more points for a worse figure.
But I mean, Gamora at 60 points. Yeah, she's definitely a glass cannon.
Oh, I will say the 50-point Shang-Chi in Silver Age is something that's exciting because you can
ID
call him in.
cards. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic call in. Charge flurry, triple target exploit. Let's go.
Yeah, I just picked up a Shang-Chi ID card online the other day for that
Nice.
purpose.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, there's some other fun pieces. Like I like the Chase She-Hulk, the Chase Iron Man, the Chase Rocket. I like all of them. Like there's plenty of things in the set that are fine. There's just nothing that's super exciting. But mainly I had like Disney Plus on the horizon. Like I was War of the Realms, I was kind of like, no, I'm just gonna look forward to this Disney Plus stuff. And it's got me hyped. Like I'm super excited to play again.
I think She-Hulk is a good call-in also for Silver Age.
Sure.
Possibly. I mean, if you have 100 points that you can call in, even at 50,
Yep.
she's not that bad.
No, she's fine at 50. Just you don't want to leave her on the map.
Yeah. All right, so let's go to the next topic. I think we're moving right along here. So
Yeah.
we'll go to the die rolls and let's roll it. Is that a cocked one? So that's a 3 and a 1, I think. So that's a 4. Okay. I don't know if we have to re-roll that. Okay, so
That's fine.
actually, this is a good question. So topic number 4 is, what are your standout figures from the Disney Plus set? And I mean, we could talk about certain ones. Like I would say even like starter Watu. A lot of people have been talking about starter Watu. Uh, Equipment like the various different equipments in that have been previewed already in Disney Plus, and the chases that we saw from the Scott Porter videos, the God Pack. So what's your opinion about some of the figures that have already been previewed from Disney Plus?
So Collector is by far and away the most fun piece I've ever seen. To me, building is the best part of the game. Solving the puzzle is the best. And he makes that puzzle infinitely more complicated, and I love it. Like, that is everything I wanted in a HeroClix piece. Yeah, more so than Wrecker.
When I saw the front of his card, I was like, that's really cool. And then when they turned it around in the back and he was 25 points, I was like, yes.
Yeah, with Perplex, I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's given your whole team +1 attack and damage if you build correctly, and has a Perplex, and has a stop click, I think. Like, what? He's insane. Like, and even look at it this way. Like, even if you don't play the +1 attack part where you try to cover the rarities, it's really easy to play a figure from different sets just to give your whole team +1 damage while he's alive. Like, I think he's gonna see a ton of play. Like look at Legacy Thanos. I know I brought him up earlier, but you can play like him, Molecule Man, Collector, insert random cosmic pieces from another set, and you have a theme team that gives Thanos that 4 damage that he needs compared to the 3. Yeah. So, I don't know. I think he just fits really well. I'm not going to go that linear. I'm going to play like a 10-figure team with him and try to get really, really weird. I started building with him immediately for Silver Age with Mr. Steph.
Ooh,
so
nice. Okay.
Yeah, like that's one of the figures I want to play really, really bad in silver, even though I think she's kind of bad now because the mercy rule got added. So I don't think it'll be too hard for me to get mercied out because when I played her before, I was giving up 400 points almost every game. So we'll see if that actually works or not. I think the starter Watu is direly overrated.
Okay.
I think a lot of people think he's too good, but he's fine. The best interaction he has is being a mastermind fodder, right? But he will just die. Like a 19 isn't that stout, especially in a meta where we're attacking with 13s and 14s multiple times a turn.
Mm-hmm.
And he'll just die, and then you'll be sad. Like I don't know. Like
Yeah, I was
the
thinking
19
about like
defend is
what team
cool.
could you put him on? Like maybe a Thanos team, but like even then, like I wasn't sure if he's an auto include on a Thanos team. Like there might be some other things that were better.
No, that's what I keep coming to. It's like what you play him on. I think he's best with like Emperor Gladiator, right? They're on theme and they can mastermind to him. Sure, that's about the only build I would put him with. Like otherwise, I don't know. Like Captain Carter's shield is good, right? Like you can give him that top dial defend, and then you could turn him to click 3 to make him defend at a 20. But even a 20 is not that reliable. I played that defensive team, like, and I got hit all the time with people needing 10s and 11s. Like, I got hit every round.
Well,
So,
yeah.
and it falls very quickly once you start getting hit. And then, like, also, if you're going to play Owatu, you pretty much have to play Galactus. So that means no shield. Because if they just outwit his defend, then he's just standing there doing nothing. Cool. Good investment of your 40 points that got wrecked by an outwit.
What about
then
actually that chase Peggy Carter, Captain Carter,
the super rare prime?
Oh yeah, she's not a chase. She's a super rare prime. Yeah, she was pretty good. I mean, like
she is amazing. I immediately started building with her in silver as well on my soldier team.
Because she's 35 points and she also gives 19 defend basically for everybody.
Yeah,
So 35 points for 19 defend is amazing.
Yeah, and she also adds keywords, right? Because like I everyone knows I play foot elites whenever I can. So she now gives shield access to that, which lets you play Dazzler to increase their ranges and stuff. Like, having shield TA on theme and not having to play shield agent is very, very good. So I'm really excited for her. Like, and I don't know, like there's a lot of stuff that I've seen so far that's really exciting. This set feels like, how everybody always gripes about power creep, but they're pretty much just full crap. And it's just like new figures, so they think they're better. No, this set actually has power creep. Like,
Yeah.
like look at the commons and uncommons, like Jimmy Woo and Darcy. Like they're amazing. How Tyler Hayward is really good if we get something with sword, which I could see like, what is it? From Wanda Vision, the Vision. I literally just said it. The White Vision. I could see him having sword because of what happened in the story. I would hope. I mean, that doesn't mean he's going to be good, but.
Well, the sword now there's a sword keyword. I mean, did we have a sword keyword before? When was the last time we had sword as a keyword? Was it like a long time ago?
That is a very good question. I don't actually know the answer to that.
I mean, that's pretty cool that they're bringing in that sword keyword. I mean,
yeah.
But yeah.
And then the equipments, the cloak. Holy crap! That's the best 5 points in Heroclix
ever. Yeah, 5
like,
even if it just said sidestep, that would be amazing.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It could just be sidestep, and it would be busted for 5 points. But they're like, we'll go light. Oh, okay, that's overpowered. We'll just go ahead and throw on plasticity too, because why not? Okay, broken.
Yeah, because when people used to play the 12-point what's his name, the Kree Supreme Intelligence. People used to play Supreme Intelligence for 12 points just to give sidestep to a character.
Yeah, and people would play the sins and go through, like, they would use their whole resource like with the Sins and the Pandora's Box to give sidestep. Like, and now you just get it for a 5-point equipment because why not? Oh man.
Yeah. No, I noticed with what you were saying about, you know, people complain about power creep. The thing I notice about when a set comes out is that sometimes there's a negative reaction immediately to the set, and then over time people realize that, oh, this set's actually pretty good. Like with when Wonder Woman 80 came out, people didn't like it.
Yeah. And it's the best set in Modern.
Rise and Fall got a lot of negative feedback when it came out.
It always cracks me up when people give a entire set review, you know, after the first 2 boosters have been revealed. Oh, the set's trash. You've seen 10 figures. No, it's terrible. I don't want any of this. Oh, okay, cool. There's still so much more to go.
Yeah, well, it's hard. It's also hard to tell because, you know, until you really play things out with the different figures, it's hard to tell what's good and what's not good.
Sure.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm excited for this Disney Plus set. You know, the characters were really cool. I enjoyed. We could talk about this later on. It's one of our topics, but you know, spoilers ahead for when we get to the topic on Disney Plus shows yeah, I'm just excited for the set. It's a cool set, and
yeah,
and it's a lot of low point cost figures, but they all do like really interesting things. So
yeah, and I want to point out, Sakari and Iron Man is amazing.
I wasn't sure about. Let me look at him because I wasn't
sure. He rivals Sky Tyrant at the 50-point slot.
Really?
Like, I think he's that good.
Okay, let me look at him. All right, so Sakari and Iron Man. And by the way, I wish he just said Iron Man so you could call him in. But
sure, yeah.
I was like, oh, what did they name him? And they were like Sakari and Iron Man. I'm like, damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but he's only got willpower, so he's a little squishy, right? No,
he is not squishy at all. Okay. Not even a little bit squishy.
All right. So how does this work? So let me read him. He's 50 points. He's got 6 range. Armor, Avengers, Celebrity, Scientist, Stark Industries, and Warrior keywords. He's got willpower, his whole dial, and he's got a damage power for his first 4 clicks, Outwit and Perplex. Trait. At the beginning of the game, you may generate 3 standard objects anywhere on the map, at least 5 squares from one another. So anywhere on the map that could be even in the starting zone. Okay.
Correct. Yep. You can put one directly under him.
When Sakari and Iron Man picks up a standard object, you may instead place it on his card if less than 2 objects are on his card. Okay. So he can have a max of 2 on his card, I guess.
Correct.
Yep. Sakari and Iron Man modifies his combat values by +1 for each standard object on his card, so up to a +2. And at the beginning of your turn, you may choose 1 standard speed or attack power for each object on his card to use until your next turn. So he can pick powers as long as he's holding objects or has objects on his card.
Yep.
All right. And then, okay. Oh, I see. All right.
That's why he's not squishy.
That's why he's not squishy. Okay. When Sakari and Iron Man would be dealt damage from an opponent's attack, you may remove a standard object from his card to take 1 unavoidable damage instead. Okay, so you just keep going around picking up objects, and then when somebody hits him, he removes an object, and then you go around and you pick up more objects.
Yeah, well, and it's important to note he has top dial perplex, and it's really easy to get him +2 combat value. So he's just walking around at a 20 defense with no help. And then you can pick 2 speed powers. So like when you're in position, you can pick Charge Flurry. Like, okay, or I can pick like Hypersonic Precision Strike with +2 range. Like, okay, or Hypersonic Pensai for like he has a printed 2 damage.
Yeah, printed 2 damage.
So at +2s, I want to say he has a printed 6 range. Is that right?
Yeah, he has a printed 6 range, so it would be 8 range. Okay.
So you're hypersonicking shooting at a 5 range, you could take Pinsai for 4, like all with no help, and be at a +3 attack because you have Perplex. Like, he's just nuts. And then like he's pretty much always safe unless he's getting hit 3 or 4 times. And if you know that's coming, you can just pick and choose which attacks you take for full damage, right? Like if, oh, it's an energy explosion, okay, I'll just take the 2, because there's also nothing on his card that says he can't heal. So you can pick like Flurry, Steel Energy, and then plink plink heal twice, and then all of a sudden you're holding these objects. So like, and the fact that he makes 3 standards, so he is a natural fit for the cloak because you want him to have sidestep immediately so he can turn 1, grab 2 objects.
Okay.
Or sorry, turn 1, he'll grab 1 because he'll have to equip on that turn. So, but then he equips, gains sidestep, and picks up that 1 that you started underneath him. And then the next turn, you could sidestep, pick up 1 that is right in front of your starting area, because you still get to place your normal 2 standard objects.
Okay.
So you can, like, because you play the cloak, and even if you play 1 other equipment, you can still get another standard. And then you can play like Egg, you know, the guy who just generates light objects. Like, that's a great synergy.
Yeah.
And you can add Egg to Avengers with Steve Rogers, and now you have a potent threat on Avengers swap that isn't 100 points. So, I don't know. I think like he's a really exciting piece for the meta because I think he's going to change up the pace of play a lot.
That's interesting. And yeah, not to mention he has Outwit.
Yeah. And then after he goes in, he's just like, I'm going to outwit your Flurry so you can't hit me twice. Because why not? Yeah, no, he's fantastic. He's like, I saw him and I'm like, wait, I need to reread this. This can't be real. They didn't do this. And I was wrong because they did.
Cool. Yeah, and he's only 50 points. It's great.
Yeah. I think he's unique though, which is sad.
Oh yeah, Chase unique. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that would be kind of insane. Just like...
I would play 6. I would play 6 with him. I would do that.
All right. So let's go to the next topic. Disney Plus is exciting. I'm excited for Disney Plus. Oh, let's share the screen again. Go to the die rolling. Let's see what we get. Hopefully not a repeat. Nope, we already did number 8.
Yep.
Number 6. Okay, this is it's a controversial one. Number 6.
I'm gonna make so many people mad.
So, what's your opinion on the WizKids price increase? And I guess a lot of people have been reacting to it in different ways. So, what's your thoughts?
I obviously don't like spending more money, right? Let's make that very clear up front. I'm not thrilled about having to spend more money. However, people who think it's wrong are crazy, right? Like, you're absolutely insane if you don't understand the nature of the world right now, where everything is going up in price, and think that your hobby won't. Like, and you can't compare them to like Magic and Pokemon, who are multi-billion-dollar companies, right? Like, it's really hard to like, because Magic is Hasbro, right? And Pokemon is an international conglomerate at this point, right? So you can't compare it to these other games and just say, well, why are they going up? Because like 40K went up in price, right? Warhammer 40K had a price increase, and you don't see their whole people freaking out, but it went up substantially, in my opinion, more than what HeroClix has seen. But it's just not blind packs. So
yeah, I think for people who don't know, or just getting into the game for the first time, right now, WizKids with the Disney Plus set, I think that the boosters, each booster pack went up like $2 or something like that.
Yeah, I think they're like 17 now or something.
Which then pushed up the price for bricks and cases because of the price of boosters, the MSRP going up by that amount, and then also the starter set is a little more expensive. It's like $70 for the starter set.
I will say, did you see like the packaging on like the play-at-home kit for X of Swords?
Not completely. I know that they're including a lot of things like the tarot cards and stuff like that.
Well, no, just the outside of the box. it looks great. Like it's actually like a displayable packaging now. It's not just, a figure thrown into a cardboard box. Like it's pretty. Like they did a really good job on the art of that. So if we're seeing a price increase, but we're also going to start seeing like more inclusions and boosters, or more stuff like that, right? Things that make things more collectible. I'm good with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and even if we don't, I'm still good with it because I understand as a company that the cost of shipping has, flown off the rails. I know a lot of like some of the bigger companies in the world have had to buy their own freighters to be able to even ship properly. So we're talking, tens of thousands of dollars when things used to be thousands of dollars for shipping. So they can't just sit there and eat a loss. And, WizKids isn't exactly a large company. I mean, it's under NECA's umbrella, but they're not that big either. Like, I think WizKids has like 15 employees. So I don't think that people quite understand the scaling difference. Because like you can Google that. It is a Googleable thing. Like how many WizKids employees are there? Then look up how many Wizards of the Coast employees there are. It is 15 to like 926. Right? Like it is not even close. So with the price increase, like I understand it. It makes sense. I don't like it, but I'm not going to quit playing because of it.
Yeah, no, I'm already in all the way. Like I'm definitely not going to quit.
I don't fault somebody if they quit because they can't afford it. Mm-hmm. But I fault people if they're quitting on principle of a price increase because that's dumb. And I will say that to your face. You're dumb if you think that.
All right. So, yeah. So we talked about the price increase. It's it's a touchy subject, but we don't I mean, we don't necessarily enjoy having to pay more, but I mean, I kind of agree with you, PJ, that I understand why the increase is happening. So, but let's move on to the next topic, which is we don't know yet. So let's share the screen and find out. So we have. Do we already talked about Recruiter? Roll again.
Yep.
Ooh, lots of sevens. We talked about topic number 6. I'm just gonna keep clicking. All right, let's see. Number 9. Oh no, we did that one. We did that one.
That was our first
one. You know what? All right, there we go. Number 5. Okay, so topic number 5 is about rotation. Modern Age rotation is coming up in like June. And what are you going to be sad to see go in rotation, or happy to see go?
It's kind of tough. Like, I always hit that point come rotation that I'm just honestly good with everything rotating. Like, I've played it for years now. Let it go. But if I had to pick something I was sad to see go, it'd be the Danger Room constructs.
Okay.
And the 10-point Superman robot.
Yes, you had that awesome robot team. So
I'll miss all that, especially with them announcing in Exoswords that there's more constructs coming. So I'll only have I don't know. Actually, at this point, I might not even be able to play them together because if Exoswords gets pushed back. But so maybe in a Silver Age game, I'll try to make a 300-point all construct team with some IDs or something.
Do you think that like a lot of the retaliators, like, are there any good retaliators left? Or do you think retaliators are playable, or not playable? But I'm sure they're playable. But like, do you think they're? It's just kind of like a side question, but how would retaliators fit into the meta scene right now, especially with, I guess, a lot of them rotating out in like Dark Phoenix rotating out from the...
I think, is there only going to be one retaliator after rotation? Is it just going to be Abominus? Oh, Inserter and Ymir, I guess.
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So just those three. Inserter is not even really a retaliator. He kind of is. It's basically a power action retal that you can do stuff in between. I mean, Abominus, I think, is going to be just as playable as he is now. I don't think that really changes. He's fine before, he'll be fine now.
But like, if you're building a team, do you consider putting retaliation on your team or not really?
I haven't had retaliation on my team in months. I think right now that they're kind of a liability. Now, I don't consider the two Proteuses to be retaliators. Yes, they have it, but that's not why you're playing them, right?
Right.
So that's the exception. But the ones who are dedicated retaliators, even Dark Phoenix, I think is not playable right now. Because they will just die. Unless you want to play like maybe 4 of them. But that's a bit over the top.
Are you okay with Jason Wingard getting rotated out? Or because I know he was probably one of the better pieces from that set.
Yeah. So I have a love-hate there. I love that piece and everything he's about, but he's had his time, like he's been played enough. I played him in a dozen events probably, and it's time to put him out to pasture. And he's banned in silver, so
yes, so he's gone.
He is going. And I am completely fine with it. I think he is drastically overpowered. So I'm honestly happy to see him go, even though he's one of my favorite figures. But I think the thing I'm most happy to see go are the troublemakers and troublers.
Yes.
Get them gone. Because with the trouble alerts gone, it makes the defensive teams more reliable. Because now there's no Black Vulcan. So
okay, so this is another follow-up. This is another side question here. What do you think is like the best sideline figures? What are the best sideline options to play now that trouble alerts are gone?
I mean, anything that's specific to your build, right? The swap stuff is obviously good, but I mean, Sentinel and Scroll Spy are pretty much it, right? I mean, like Deadpool's around if you're playing a monster. Allies if you're playing any captains or sidekicks. Yeah. But honestly, the sideline's pretty open right now.
And none of those effects are like overly potent. I think it's just like whatever is useful.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I feel like the swap teams get the best out of it because they don't now. Because before it's like, man, I need to dedicate a couple spots to a trouble alert and troublemaker, and now they don't have to worry about that. But right. Yeah, like I'm ready to see the sideline open up.
Yeah, and I mean, I wonder how much. I mean, when speaking of the swap mechanic, that's like really big right now. Is the swap mechanic? I wonder how long that's going to last. I mean, it's definitely around because they just with Rise and Fall, they just did X-Men and Brotherhood swap. So.
And they just did Avengers after that.
And they did Avengers after that in Empire, so it's going to be around for a while. I mean, do you enjoy playing with the swap mechanic, or do you?
I don't know if I'm in the minority here, but I think that should be a core rule.
Really?
I think if you're playing a team, you should be able to swap. Period. End of story.
I mean, like flavor wise, I feel like that makes sense.
Yeah, and even if you want to make it where you have to be playing name theme, sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it should be a core rule. I think it's that fun. I think anything that lets people play more of their collection is good for the game.
Oh yeah, I kind of agree with that statement. Yeah, because I like to play more pieces in my collection as much as possible. So that's one thing I do enjoy about the swap mechanic. I mean, I don't enjoy all of the math that I have to do in order to make a swap team. Right. But I mean, I guess, I know PJ, you're really into team building, and you know, if you really like working out that puzzle, you know, even the math part of it is fun because you're just like, it's kind of like a puzzle
Sure
that you
is.
have to solve for sure.
Yep, that's one of my favorite parts.
All right, so let's get into the next topic, which is, or will be, I probably will have to roll this a bunch of times. So we already.
Just why don't you do it where if you roll one we already have, just go to the next closest one. Like,
Okay, I can do that. All right, so I rolled a 8. So the next closest one is number 10. So number 10 is which archetype is the strongest right now? Which one do you feel is the strongest? Mission points, alpha, or defense?
I think the strongest right now standalone is alpha, far and away. But I think the best way to play right now is to have 2 of those 3 options. Like, you know, I just played a scientist team in the Bradcast 3v3 that was all 3 of those based on what I wanted to do in that game. I could alpha strike their starting area for like 18 clicks of damage. I could turtle up behind a Molecule Man and a Team Lantern and a Zero Ring, or I could dedicate to full mission points.
So what was that build? Was that the one where you swap in Wrecker?
Yeah.
With Wizard.
Yep, sure was. So
and
it was.
Yeah, go ahead.
It was Wizard, Molecule Man, Uatu, Team Lantern, 2 Flashes, brain farting, Cadmus Lab Scientist, Dr. Claire Finn, Alia Gregor, I know I'm forgetting something, but it's supposed to be a +10. Did I say Wizard? I don't know if I said Wizard, but he was there.
Wizard. What about who generates the bystanders?
Wrecker.
Oh yeah, okay.
In Claire Finn, technically. But
so
that's less important.
If you wanted to, you could just carry everybody up, create a bystander with Wrecker, create a Yafit, or you know, mainly the Wrecker bystanders. You create a Wrecker bystander, and then he gets bonuses from Alia Gregor.
Yep, and then an Empower from Cadmus Lab Scientist, and then I had like 4 Masters of Evil on the team. So it was minus to their defense, plus to my damage, and I was just going like 11 for 5 twice with the Flurry Fog.
Okay. That was how the alpha worked, and then, you know, if you wanted to, you could just turtle with Molecule Man for defense, and if you wanted to, you could go mission points with Wrecker.
Yep, and I did get 2 mission points with that. So that was cool.
And what map did you normally go to? I mean, something with blocking, so I'm assuming.
So it depends on what my goal is that game. If I'm trying to win with my Alpha Strike, I go to Negative Zone because they can't really hide there that well. Not against Wrecker and Molecule Man, that is. And then if I was going for mission points, I actually would go to Latverian Village. I paid for the map bonus, and I would put it on Molecule
Man. I forget, what is the Latverian Village? Oh, to give him Mastermind? Or
yeah, but only to the Pogs.
Okay.
Who also had +1 combat values. Not that ever mattered at all. I also played the Incandescence Ring that went on Molecule Man. Because he has an 11 attack, so giving him the penetrating energy explosion is good.
Who? Wait, you put that on Molecule Man?
Yeah.
Oh, so you were shooting with Molecule Man. That's funny. That's great.
Yeah, he was one of my attackers, yeah. It was great.
And let's see. I mean, I hope we get this follow-up question next. I mean, we could just talk about it.
Yeah, we can just move to it.
I'm just gonna break my own rules, and we're gonna go to topic number 2, which is if I roll a crit miss, and that would be about mission points in general. Like, do you think they're good? what's the best way to utilize them in your opinion? And
So right
a lot of people
now,
question mission points and say that they're not that great.
um, so right now they're in a weird place. It can't be your main strategy. That is just period. Yeah, you can't dedicate the mission points and hope to win on them every game. But as a side win condition, which is kind of what it's intended for, right? Like in certain circumstances, that's how you're going to win the game. It's great. I think Wrecker and Uatu are the way to go because they're the most consistent. Especially like I think Uatu got better after his quote unquote nerf. Because now, yeah, sure, it triggers less often, but now it always gives you the point when you prob. So big increase on his consistency with that again nerf. So and hopefully, I mean, I don't think it's going to be something that goes away because we've been kind of getting it crammed on us. So I think that WizKids is going to keep pushing it, and eventually, you know, kind of like we saw with Hela and Uatu pre-errata, they will be prone to make some slight mistakes, and hopefully nothing too broken that doesn't get fixed. But I think that they did this the right way. They started out being completely bad, and now they're gradually getting better, which is much better than the reverse. Starting out broken and then having to get worse.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they're tweaking things and trying to perfect mission points that they work perfectly without them being without anything being overpowered. Like you said, I mean, they had to fix Hela when she came out. They had to fix her because of an interaction where other figures could self-damage. I mean, damage friendlies. So,
yeah, really not even her being a problem. That's kind of more of a testament to attacking your own characters. Like, you should never be able to attack friendly characters. Let's just keep that out of the game.
Yeah, let's keep that out of the game for sure. Yeah. um, but yeah, I agree with you. Mission points are supposed to put pressure on your opponent, and be a side win condition, not necessarily your main strategy.
Yeah, and eventually it'll also lead to a rock paper scissors. So the earlier question where you asked the archetype, right?
Yeah.
In a perfect world, that would be rock paper scissors. Aggro beats mission points beats defense beats aggro.
Right.
That would be a perfect world, right? That would make the game super interesting. It's just a matter of getting there.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that they went through a phase where design wanted to make just super aggressive stuff so people could go run at each other and throw dice, which I get. You know, games are more fun in an Alpha Strike meta than going, 15-15 roll off at the end of a game. So, yeah. But mission points will have a home if defense teams get good.
Yeah. If defense teams get really good, then mission points, because defensive teams can't really do much against a mission point team who's like off breaking squares of blocking on their own and
yeah,
racking up mission points.
Exactly.
So let's go to. I'm gonna roll it and see what we get next. I'll just take what the closest number is. 4. Oh, okay. Nope, we did that. So we're gonna talk about number 3. So topic number 3 is about Silver Age. So your Kilted Classic tournament that's coming up is not Silver Age. It's 300 Modern. But
correct.
But a lot of the ROC events, I think all of them coming out, they've basically stated that they're doing exclusively Silver Age events for the time being, right?
That is correct, yeah.
So Silver Age is becoming much more prevalent. I mean, do you think that it's going to be... I mean, this is like a 2-part question, I guess, or actually a 3-part question. So do you think that Silver Age is going to... How prevalent do you think it's going to be compared to, like, Modern? Also, what figures will shine in Silver Age? And lastly, do you like ID cards?
So first, format prevalence. It will have less players than Modern, but it will get played. Um, I think the fact that Rock is doing it exclusively will mean that people will at least care enough about the format to play it, which, is a concern if it was just going to be a side format. So at least it's a front runner attempt, right? So I think that'll put it, at least if you want to go play competitively, you pretty much have to play Silver. At least until WizKid starts announcing WKOs and all that stuff again.
Mm-hmm.
What'll shine in Silver? I don't know yet. I've been very linear in my building. I think we'll probably see a lot of people trying to do OMAs and tent poles again, but I think those will fall off quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Foot Elites will still be good. I don't think IDs will be this big scary thing that everyone thinks it is, because I think the game has kind of sped up beyond what IDs are. IDs take a lot of time to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I can see that being a non-issue. So I don't know. Right now, I've been building with Mr. Death. I've been building with Foot Elites. I've been building with Elijah Snow. But these are all just figures I like, and that's just why I want to build with them.
Okay.
But not necessarily. I don't really have a good grasp. I guess that's not the right word. I don't have a good idea of what people are going to play because the format's so broad. If I was game planning for a Silver event, I would just assume people are going to play modern teams.
Mm-hmm.
Modern teams with IDs.
That's why I'm actually having trouble myself trying to build for Silver Age, in my head, because it's such a broad format, and I don't know what other people are going to play. And I was thinking, maybe Legacy Thanos would work.
Oh, yeah, he'll be great. He'll be one of those temples people devote to early.
Yeah, I think so. And I don't know how well he's going to work either, but, he can face 6 for free and then call in 150-point Captain Marvel, so...
Yeah. If I had to pick best team in format, just out of nowhere, I would probably say Batman on Avengers is going to be the best team in format up front.
Yeah, with Wasp, right?
Yeah, so you make him giant. If you win map, you go outdoors, you pin side their whole team for 4. There's just not really... that'll be a good default, because that'll beat the random stuff, right? There's always random stuff at events, people who are just wanting to play for fun.
Mm-hmm.
That will weed out all of those matchups. It'll have a bad matchup against Thanos directly, but you have plenty of other stuff to do.
Yeah, but if you lose map, they just bring you to blocking, and then you can't do anything with that team, though, right? Or
yeah, but so that's the upside, is they can swap now. So they just swap out of Batman.
Oh, so a vendor swap, so you can swap out Batman for somebody else.
Yeah. So if they put you on something 2 blocked, and then you have a ton of 10-point Giant Girls. So they don't want to put you 2 blocked up, because Giant Girl is nuts. Because Thanos will have a problem if he tries to damage anything without mind controlling, because he'll die to a retail chain from the 10-point Giant Girls. Because since they can all retail the same turn, and their close combat expert works with their retail now. Spicy.
Yeah, no, I actually I thought about that team build as well. I wasn't sure with the Giant Girls. I actually had that exact team. I'll tell you what I was working on. Let me see if I can find it, because I actually was building that exact team that you're referring to with Batman.
Yeah. Batman, Wasp, double swap cap, and a whole bunch of Giant Girls. That was what my team was.
Yeah, I had. Well, I didn't have the swap. I had Batman, Wasp, Steve Rogers, another Steve Rogers for Molecule Man or something like that, and then I forget what I was gonna put on there. Oh no, maybe Nathaniel Richards to give him
Sure, I thought about Steving him, but the way I look at it, You have one ID that inspires Pinsai, and I think that's probably enough. Because you just do the Pinsai for 4 on their whole team the first time, and then you can mind control every turn thereafter.
Also,
right?
you just call in an ID that inspires Pensai. I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you can call in the 25-point Magneto with literally whoever, like aim red. And do your thing.
The only thing though that I was worried about was because in my build I had like 5 giant girls on it, and what I was worried about initially with that team, I'm actually glad that I could get your help on this, was that the giant girls block Batman's path shooting over because they're also colossal size.
Well, you have to place them first.
Yeah, so you have to, when you're placing them on the map, you have to place the giant girls first. So you just place Batman all the way up, or?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
And then you can, like, after you shoot with him, sidestep with one of the Fast Forces giant girls and drop him in the back. So he's in behind all the bodies.
And then, so what map do you go to for
probably just like Wing Grove, like just something wide open.
Something wide open,
yeah. WWE arena. No, you need to be outdoors. So just something open and outdoor. It honestly doesn't matter.
Yeah. Yeah, that could totally work. Yeah, I mean, I never even thought about the swap mechanics. So you could just basically, if you end up going to blocking, you could just swap people back out, swap your whole team, and have a totally different team.
Yeah, I haven't figured out exactly like what you bring in instead. I haven't went that far on it because to me, I don't think I would have fun playing that team in a whole event, so I wouldn't play it.
Yeah, it's kind of I feel like it's kind of a cheesy team.
Yeah, your game is decided on the map roll, really.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, but that's got potential, but I don't know. Like that might or might not be good, and who knows what's going to be good in silver. The last part of the question was ID cards, which is an important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like them. I like IDs. I've always loved IDs. I know that I'm in the minority there, and that's fine. I said it earlier. Anything that lets you play more of your collection, I'm a fan of. So, sign me up. Just let me play 9 IDs for free, and I would play it. I'm fine with that.
Interesting. Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like when I was playing them and they were legal in Modern, I was okay with them because that was the strategy at the time, and I was like okay with that strategy. It was fine for me. Once they got rotated out, the ID cards, in Modern at least, I kind of got used to playing without ID cards, and I feel like the game has just totally changed then, you know?
Yep.
It's a different game. It's a different type of game, but I feel like, I don't know. I feel like, for me personally, I feel like that it's probably better off without the IDs in Modern because it's more fun for me playing that kind of a style of game. But I'm okay. Like when they announced that ID cards were going to be in Silver Age, I was like, oh, okay. We have to see how they play out in Silver Age. I don't think they're going to be, like you said, I don't think they're going to make much of an impact in Silver Age. I could be wrong because based on the inspirations or whatnot, it could.
I think they'll be played for inspirations and the support powers. Like now, instead of paying 30 points to jam a TK onto this team, I can pay 5.
Yeah, which is pretty powerful. Yeah.
Yeah, and like anti-barrier from the flash item, right, for the chase flash. So like little stuff like that, I think will be why they pop up more than seeing teams based around IDs as your attacker.
Yeah, and I think that's something that it's hard for me to say. Like, I guess I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it not being there, and I'm okay with it being there. Like, kind of indifferent.
To me, if there are no IDs in Silver Age, we would just be playing Modern Age again with like 2 teams sprinkled in. and
Okay.
like Groot on other teams. Like, because of the way the game progresses, a lot of the stuff in silver is obsolete. But with IDs, you get to open up a lot of those things as call-ins, and random things get good again. So that would be my biggest concern with no IDs in silver, is just that it would just be playing modern again, and I don't want that. So I want to play modern, I'll just go play modern.
Yeah, that makes sense because yeah, I do notice when I'm trying to build around stuff that a lot of the stuff is obsolete in Silver Age.
Yep. There's like exceptions, right? Like Groot, Shredders, Sam Cap, Foot Elites.
Do you think Shredders are still good, or?
Sure. Shredders are just fine. And they're probably better than ever because of the 50-point mole man.
Ooh, yeah, okay.
If I was playing a Silver Age event tomorrow, I would probably play Shredders.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right, so let's take a look at our next topic. Yeah, so yeah, I'm excited for Silver Age. It's gonna be a little hard for me to wrap my head around. But it's still brand new, so I think a lot of people are still trying to plan out their builds and stuff like that. Let's roll to see what we get next.
Sure.
That's a 3. Oh, that's literally just what we had. So 7.
We've done 7.
We did 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, and we did 10. Okay, so we have to do 11, and then we have to do 12. So
yeah, we'll just do them in order from there. Let's just do 11
in order from there. So number 11 is: are there any figures right now that you think need to get nerfed?
Absolutely. Molecule Man.
Yeah, I agree with that.
But not necessarily because of his impact in the game, but because of how much time he takes. Like, even for skilled players, Molecule Man adds a solid minute or 2 to every turn. So when you have 2 players playing it, right? If you have both players on Molecule Man, you also have to plan out how they interact with each other. That is 5 minutes per turn, like per inning, I guess we'll say, added just because of Molecule Man. So that is 1/10 of your game time used up every turn. So it's going to reduce the average game length by about 3 or 4 turns just by him existing. So in my opinion, he should not free Smoke Cloud. He should only be able to roll the convert. That's it. Okay. And I think that would cut his time in half, and he would still be amazing. Let him still have barrier. Let him still convert terrain, but don't let him have free smoke. And that takes away all of the clock eating that he does. Not all of it, but the vast majority of it.
And that also takes away his like potential 10 square barrier.
Yep. Agreed.
But let me ask you something though. Do you think, because I've thought about this before with Molecule Man, and I do think that's like a broken, like in a vacuum, I think Molecule Man is broken. But
sure.
In the current state of the meta, I think he's kind of like a counter to alpha striking teams.
But he's really not, because they just play him.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like to me right now, like Molecule Man is the best Molecule Man counter. So like non-teamed alpha just plays him, and they don't even use him to barrier. They just use him to get through lore. So I don't know. Like, I think he is way too good. He also makes one-man armies completely unplayable. Not that I'm a big fan of them or think they need to have a spot in the meta. He does prevent that from ever happening, because he alone can make a
Because he alone can. What'd you say? Sorry.
Can make sure that they never get to act.
Oh yeah, because you just barrier around them.
Yeah, the whole game. Mm-hmm. That's it. We're gonna break that wall. Okay, cool. I'm gonna barrier you again.
Yeah, and not to mention, if that one-man army has barrier on their team, you can undo their barrier.
Yep. So like Sky Tyrant's obviously too good, but the meta has kind of adapted to him. Mm-hmm. I would like to see him be worse. I would like to see him not be able to run away. right? Let him still do the whole alpha that he does, right? Charge, flurry, exploit, quake, get his little tokens and all that. But then just make him stay in when he goes. That's it. Just make him commit. Because then he will probably die. So there will be risks to his reward. Because right now, like moving him back out is just too good.
Is there anything else besides Sky Tyrant or Molecule Man, do you think? Or
no, I don't think so. Honestly, I think the meta's in a pretty good place.
Yeah.
Blackheart's probably approaching too good, but I don't really know what I would change. Maybe make it not clear action tokens when he eats the guard. But
yeah, I feel like he's too good, but he's not like
yeah,
worthy.
You can outwit his leadership, and that makes him just a generic running shot EE piece. Mm-hmm. So
Jubilee is very good, but I mean, it's
Jubilee
situational.
Is very good. Yeah. Yeah, Jubilee is very strong, but yeah, she's incredibly situational. Swaps made her top tier. So, but I don't think she's approaching nerf need.
Yeah, I don't think trying to think of any other characters that would really need to be looked at. I don't think any really. I think the meta is pretty balanced. I think Molecule Man would be my number one choice. So let's talk about the last topic. We are under our last topic for today's interview, and it's a fun one. It's not non-Heroclix related. It is how would you rank of the ones that you've seen, and this is, for everybody watching at home or listening, there are spoilers ahead, or there might be spoilers. But how would you rank the Disney Plus Marvel properties that you've seen? I guess.
So, are we just talking the ones that birthed on Disney Plus?
Yeah, I guess like the TV shows, like it would be Wanda Vision, Loki,
What If,
Hawkeye, What If, there's one right now that's Moon Knight. I don't know if you've seen it or.
I have not watched Moon Knight yet, so I have to reserve my reservations on that. I think so. I think Hawkeye's the worst. Let's make that personally. Just doesn't do it for me. I think WandaVision is the next worst.
Interesting. Okay.
Then What If, then Loki. I think Loki's the best.
Do you like them, or are you saying they're worst? Are you starting with the worst because you don't like any of them? Or?
I was starting from the bottom and going up, basically.
Okay.
I knew which one I wanted to be worst, and I knew which one I wanted to be best. So I just kind of needed to fill in the middle.
And you said Loki's the best? Oh, and we also said, did you mention Captain America and the Winter Soldier? Or?
Oh, I forgot about that. I think that's above Hawkeye, but below WandaVision. So my list would be Loki, What If, WandaVision, Captain America and the Winter Soldier, or Falcon and the Winter Soldier, sorry, and then Hawkeye. And then Moon Knight off to the side because I haven't watched it.
I can kind of see your opinion on Hawkeye. I mean, I personally really liked Hawkeye, but I'm a big fan of the comic book series.
So I liked it, but I think it's just the worst of them.
Yeah.
So this is a high bar, right? Like Hawkeye to me was like a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
So the bar is really high. It's just more of I had to pick a worst, and to me that's pretty clearly the worst one. And so
what let me ask you about WandaVision. What puts WandaVision that far down for you?
I loved it the first time that I watched it all. But as it started to settle, I just started to be like, Like, I think it just had the factor of it was the Disney Plus Marvel TV show, right? Kind of like that hot new thing.
Mm-hmm.
So after I let it kind of settle into my mind, I was like, well, the plot was okay. Like, it was nice to see Scarlet Witch get to flex her powers. I loved Agatha in it. That was my favorite part. but I don't really care for Vision at all.
Okay.
So I do love the actor, Paul Bellamy, right? He's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, freaking amazing.
That's
Sorry.
okay.
He's great. So I don't know. Again, this is like where WandaVision to me is like a solid like 7.2 out of 10. But
Yeah.
like it's just the bar is so high. It's like Loki did everything right.
Yeah, good acting, good storyline. It
It
had
was
that
the
like
only
sci-fi element, so it was like time travel and everything, which it should have.
yeah.
You know.
Well, and it was the only series where I wanted to watch the next episode immediately. Like all the others, I could wait the week. It was fine. But with Loki, I needed to see every episode right then, immediately. Show it to me now. So
Yeah. No.
that's why it's the best for me. Because I was the most engaged.
Yeah, even with What If, I wasn't like, because they were separate. You know, each episode was kind of separate from each other. So
Yeah.
with What If, you didn't necessarily need to watch the next one immediately. But
Right. Yeah,
I
that
mean,
was the same thing for me.
What If
But
was
I
really
just
well done because it was a because of the animation. It was like it was really well drawn and real well voice acted and everything. So they did a great job on What If. But yeah,
sure did.
I mean, my favorite would probably be Hawkeye, just because I really am into the characters.
Sure.
I like Hawkeye a lot. But then I think Loki's my second favorite. WandaVision is close. I mean, WandaVision did really well artistically, I feel like. Like they had a lot of strong themes and stuff going on for WandaVision. Like I wasn't sure if the plot was I kind of agree with you. The plot was okay for WandaVision, so I would put it like kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
Captain America and the Winter Soldier was good though. I think it is a very high bar for all of these series. I'm really enjoying all of them. So
I did too, and the only reason I haven't watched Moon Knight yet is I hate just watching one episode. So I'll wait until there's two, and then I'll watch two.
okay, yeah, that makes sense.
So
All
might
right.
as well set the time and binge it.
All right, PJ. So thanks for joining me today. I think we got through all of our topics that are listed on the right side of the screen here for the viewers at home, so they can see what topics we went over in our kind of strange way that we approached them with the die rolls, and then abandoning that process halfway through. So, but it was fun, and thank you for joining me.
Yeah, man, glad to be here.
Don't forget, everybody, to wake up and smell the Clix. Have a great day.
Bye.